to me. I'm your best friend, baby, you don't gotta lie. I get you everything that you want and you need. From Chanel to Celine, it's on you to decide. Valentino, yeah, I'll put you in the best. So lifting up your dress, start kissing on your neck, start rubbing on your butt, start massaging your breasts. I ain't wanna give you a baby just yet, so I backed out and nutted on your breast. I put you in an Uber and sent you to your bed. The very next day, you sent me a text. You pulled up to the crib and we did it again. Shorty a little body, shorty my little boo thing, and shorty got the fatty. Shorty be catching mood swings. Every time I fuck without a rubber, I nutted on the covers, and I kept it undercover, cause I don't kiss and tell.
You know I never found love until I looked into your eyes. First time blushing, I ain't even gon' lie. 4 round 10, even bruises on your thighs. You the only bitch can make me spin off on the guys, and the only bitch that make me wanna know when I'm inside. It's your vibe, baby, me you getting high. Honey bitches fucking with you even if they try. See a tsunami, I ain't never felt it dry. Close my eyes before I sleep, hope you be there when I wake. Honestly, I feel a vibe, we at this brain. If it's something on your mind, you could tell me. And if I told you what's on mine, would you help me? You won't see the bigger picture, it's just gon' take time. Just because you mine, I'ma keep you looking like a dime. Ain't no imperfections, girl, you fine. Baby, what's your sign? Hope you win against the slow guy.
Work, it's me and you.
Keep it silent, ain't nothing we can't do. Through the storm, baby, we can make it through. Why you acting brand new? You know you my little. Got up on my Birkin, it's working. She said she a virgin.
It's hurting.
She my biggest fan, she always lurking. She know I'm a man, I'ma put that work in. I know she can't stand me, I'm fancy, so I'ma bring her out when I get my Grammy. Late night sex, she can't find her panties. Couldn't hold it in, now she need a plan B. Shorty a little baddie, she my little boo thing.
And shorty got the fatty. Shorty be catching mood swings.
Every time I fuck without a rubber, I nutted on her covers,
and I kept it undercover, cause I don't kiss and tell.
You know what she said to me? She said, you're a player, aren't you? And I bet you got hoes. I said, you don't know me like that. I just go with the flow. She said, you can't fool me like that. You're gonna leave me on red. I said, why don't you try me on out? I know you wanna be friends, but friends turn into sleepovers, and sleepovers turn into love. Love turns into jealousy, and now we both fucked up. 'Cause we're stuck in the middle of lovers and friends, and we're losing every part of the benefits. Cause I'm doing the same to you. She said, are we exclusive or not? I said, what do you wanna do? Seems like you love me a lot. She said, can we stop the joking and take me seriously? I said, I'll try my very best, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's wait and see. 'Cause talks turn into sleepless nights, and sleepless nights turn into love. Love turns into impatience. Now we both fucked up. Hey, hey. 'Cause we're stuck in the middle of lovers and friends, and we're losing every part of the benefits. You hurt me more than I ever knew, but it's shitty 'cause I'm doing the same to you.
Is this thing on? Word.
So what, we get drunk. So what, we don't sleep. We're just having fun. We don't care who sees. So what, we go out.
Let me get a lighter,
That's how it's supposed to be. Living young and wild and free.
So what? I keep them rolled up, sagging my pants, not caring what I show. Keep it real, if you don't know me, keep it playing with my bros. It look clean, don't it? Watched it the other day, watch how you lean on it. Keep me some 501 jeans on it, roll up bigger than King Kong's fingers and burn them things down to they stingers. You a class clown, and if I skip for the day, I'm with your chick smoking gray.
You know what? It's like I'm 17 again, peach fuzz on my face. Looking on the case, trying to find a hella taste. Oh my God, I'm on the chase. Chevy, it's getting kinda heavy. Irrelevant, selling it, dipping away. Time keeps slipping away. Zipping the safe, or put the in
So
the J.
what, we get drunk. So what, we don't sleep. We're just having fun. We don't care who sees. So what, we go out. That's how it's supposed to be. Living young and wild and free.
And I don't even care. Long as me and my team in here, it's gonna be some green in the air. Tell 'em, Mac.
Blowing everywhere we going, and now you knowin' when I step right up. Get my lighter so I can light up.
That's how it should be done. Soon as you thinking you're down, find how to turn things around. Now things are looking up.
From the ground up, pound up this Taylor gang. So turn my sound up and mount up and do my thing.
Now I'm chillin', fresh out of class, feeling like I'm on my own and I could probably own a building. Got my own car, no job, no children. Had a size project, me and Mac killed it.
THC, MAC, DEV, HD3. It's me, this is us. We gon' fuss and we gon' fight and we gon' roll and live
So
our
what,
life.
we get drunk. So what, we don't sleep. We're just having fun. We don't care who sees. So what, we go out. That's how it's supposed to be. Living young and wild and free.
Yeah, roll one, smoke one. When you live like this, you're supposed to party. Roll one, smoke one, and we all just having fun. So we just roll one, smoke one. When you live like this, you're supposed to party. Roll one, smoke one, and we all just having fun.
So what, we get drunk. So what, we don't sleep. We're just having fun. And we don't care who sees. So what, we go out. That's how it's supposed to be. Living young and wild and free.
We don't care who sees. We don't care who sees. That's how it's supposed to be. Living young and
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I feel like Dobby and shit. Ay. Hey bitch, I'm Dobby. Catch a body, shit electric. Coming out, overhauling. All these rappers have me feeling like Chisaki. Off of one, I ain't sorry. Keep it talking, that's my shotty. It's the plate, I feel like stay you in a way that you get body. Call rappers like the plasma moves counting. Okay, gang shit, you ain't with it, you drowning. Red arena on the mic, I move mountains. Take it when I smash on the track, full talent. Kidding, shape, shit, we rock and roll. Bitch, I'm blowing up, now I feel like I could go. Living in the shadows, hooking yummy with the shit. So like a business on the answer, when it's spitting, I shit up. I'm total Roki with the shits. Feel like Endeavor when I'm in the Tesla. I call it that gravity, ultra cold whip. Pull up with a stick, plus ultra and shit. I feel just like I'm on top of my shit. Hey, you getting snapped, I feel like Prison Mike with the way that they listen whenever I spit. Hey, bitch, I'm Dobby. Catch a body, shit electric. Coming out, overhauling. All these rappers have me feeling like Chisaki. Off of one, I ain't sorry. Keep it talking, that's my shotty. It's the plate, I feel like stay you in a way that you get body. Yeah. League of Villains on the verse. All of these fans up on me, got their hands up on me. Feel like Shigaraki, it's a curse and it hurts. But I feel like Dobby, I might catch a body. I'ma put these rappers in the dirt, but I do keep it cool. I ain't go to UAB, you know I'll make sure the lesson is. I know I'm flexing like this. Hey, all of you rappers endeavor, you second to this. I feel just like I got the whole world in my fist. Pull up in the whip in the black, feel like Deco and shit. You ain't what the spot, but just know that if you wanna go. Hey bitch, I'm Dobby, catch a body, shit electric, come a night. Overhauling, all these rappers have me feeling like Sasaki. Off of one, I ain't sorry, keep it talking, that's my shot. Hit the plate, I feel like stay you, ain't no waiting, you get body, right? Yeah.
Got the chick, I call it Lola. She feel like the ocean, like to drink and smoke some Doja. And I feel like smoking, plus she good at charming cobras. I feel like I'm chosen, but she ain't the only one. No.
All right, here we are. It is August 7th, 2025, and we're about to enter a new era. Everybody knows what's happening today, or at least you probably do if you joined this stream. Basically, ChatGPT, or OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, is launching a new model. This is a huge deal because this is the most popular model that's used across the world. Most people around the world have used ChatGPT, and they are the first to create AI chatbots. So a couple days ago, our boy Sam Altman tweeted out this really inconspicuous image of the fucking Death Star about to overcome the Earth from Rogue One. And yeah, this is it's I don't know what this is supposed to mean. Nobody really does. There was no words associated with it, but it's not coincidence that this coincides with the launch of ChatGPT-5. They've been teasing it now across all of their different social media. They launched an open source model yesterday, but now it seems we're going to get the preview of what the next generation of all technology is going to look like. And this is a huge deal because according to a lot of different sources, this is going to be the top model that's ever been launched, at least in terms of reasoning. There have been some leaked bookmarks. I have in my bookmarks. I just want to see all of them. Okay. There's actually been some leaked stats that point to this being the best model in the world ever at reasoning, meaning you give it a problem and it can figure it out. So we're just going to tune in. We're going to see what these guys are launching. Should start in about 10 minutes. And just see what the future of humanity looks like. Because, you know, most of us are using some type of AI in our day-to-day lives. We are using it to work. We're using it to help us text back girls. We're using it to pretty much run anything and everything we can through the global superintelligence. And, you know, it's just, you know, this could be a historic day for all that we know. We don't really know what this thing's going to be capable of doing. But there's a couple of big changes that OpenAI's released recently that point to this being a really big freaking deal. The first is the fact that they have launched an agentic browser. meaning that you can now have your AI actually perform actions inside of a browser on your behalf. So meaning I can basically go to the AI and be like, hey man, book me a flight to Malaysia and find me the best price and book me a hotel that's in this specific community in Malaysia, and also give me recommendations for the restaurants that are vegan to go to tonight. And the AI, here we go. Oh shit. So yeah, I'm hoping to see something around the agentic browsers. I'm also going to make this full screen so we can see it properly. Make sure you guys you can see me properly. I'm going to make myself smaller for this. Okay. Let's put me up here, actually. Okay. All right, the summer update. I don't hate the music. But let's just see what's going on here. So it looks like, they're calling it summer, so maybe this is going to be a regular thing. Maybe there's a fall update. This stuff's moving fast enough where maybe it makes sense to just have like updates all of the time. And like, let's go. Let's see what these guys have in store for us. I think it's going to be interesting, to say the least. So if you are, I'm looking on my phone. I need to get a second screen so I can see y'all. But yeah, this could be history here. So I'm hoping it's not as scary as the Death Star. Frankly, when you put out a message that includes an ominous picture of the Death Star rising on over the top of the Earth, that's pretty freaky. So I personally just hope this is, actually I don't know what I hope for. I think it's gonna be interesting to see what these guys come out with. And so if anybody has any questions, comments, throw it in the chat. I'll get to it when I see it. And I'm just going to just see what the hell's going on with this thing, guys, because this is about to be a game changer. So let's see. New font, new visuals for OpenAI. This could be a new era for history. Who knows? Some of the things that people have been showing is that it's much better at reasoning than other models. The agentic features have actually gotten way better. I'm also just noticing in the last couple of days when I'm using ChatGPT, just like the old model, it's actually giving more advanced descriptions of what it's doing in the background. I see it going into web browsers. I see it analyzing data. I see it doing a lot of things simultaneously that I've never seen it actually do before. And maybe today this is the day AGI becomes a thing. Not that anybody ever really knows what the hell that means. What AGI is kind of up in the air. Some people say it's when an AI can do anything better than any human being. Other people say it's AGI is here when it can self-improve. It's not very clear what the specific event is or should be, but I can tell you is that we are getting somewhere. I don't know what that actual event is, like whatever that AGI, like, oh my God, we've created God inside of software, actually looks like in practice, but I do know we are getting somewhere with this technology, and the fact that these models can just do things on their own using a browser basically unlocks the world for them. Meaning anything that you can do on a computer, the AI can also do, right? So if you or somebody works on your computer, or if you're somebody just who makes things using programs, these latest models can actually use your browser and use your whole computer in order to accomplish specific tasks. You can prompt it, it'll go into the right program, it'll open the web browser, it'll go to the website, and it will create something based on the prompt that's given. It's not so different than a human being that you're asking to go in front of a computer and do something. Only difference is there are billions of these agents that can now be deployed around computers around the world, and they're super intelligent, and they are free. So, depending on what is announced today, this could change the dynamics of our entire society, right? Like, it's not a small thing to say that any major update that moves in the direction of eating any core skill is going to have massive impacts across the globe. So this might be the announcement of AGI. I don't know yet. In fact, nobody knows, probably besides the people at OpenAI. But let's watch it together and see what the hell is going on behind the doors of OpenAI. One of the coolest and most interesting companies probably we will ever encounter, when these guys are on it. Let's go. Apparently my camera's lagging a lot, so let's I'm gonna fix that real quick. That's not great. So Canon, I don't know how to fix that actually. Shouldn't be doing that. Let's see, properties, use preset. Preset is high. Use buffering maybe? Maybe that fixes it. I don't know. We're trying things. We're getting this set up. We're going to be, I'm just gonna be testing this live streaming model, seeing what cool insights we can deliver as we move into this new era. But all I can tell you is I'm pumped, I'm excited, and I hope that the stream is working properly as well. Okay, it is working. Thank you, DP and Xylorix. I'm live streaming on Twitch, Twitter, as well as YouTube. So anybody who chimes in, I'm gonna try to keep a gauge on all of your messages as you guys chat. What do you think is gonna be launched today? Any ideas? Oh shit! 2 minutes! I like the countdown too. This could be the beginning or end of an era for the world, for how we work, for how we play. Maybe we'll get AI girlfriends like we got from Grok. Maybe this is nothing. I don't know. But all I can tell you is this is gonna be very exciting. I'm gonna make my screen a little bit smaller so you guys can see what's going on. There we go. Okay. Damn. I mean, I feel a little bit nervous, and not because I'm live streaming this, but because who the fuck knows what is going to be announced today, and then what are the consequences of it. This is a new era for intelligence. According to the benchmarks are like things that they use to gauge the impact on different AIs and reasoning and all this other stuff. This is the best model that's ever been created or invented. And whew, this is about to be a big one. I'm hoping we get access today as well. I know they launched their open source models yesterday, so people could start running ChatGPT-5 or some smaller version of it on their local computer. But I'm hoping today they're actually going to just roll this thing out to the public, or maybe I don't. I don't exactly know, to be honest. It depends what we are about to see. So in a minute, I'm going to shut up. We're going to let the stream play, and we're going to see what the hell the future of artificial intelligence looks like. Also, appropriately, I have the book The Coming Wave here. It's written by Mustafa Suleiman, and it's about how AI can literally destroy the world. And given that the Sam Altman tweeted out a picture of the Death Star, I thought it was appropriate to include that in the stream, because who knows? Maybe this is endgame. Maybe this beginning of an age of abundance. Maybe it's, the end of life as we know it. It's the beginnings and ends usually coincide. So 20 seconds. We have some color changing. Maybe we'll get a rebrand too. It's not so dark themed like we usually see. But here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go! Summer. All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay, a little crunchy bit.
Good morning. 32 months ago, we launched ChatGPT. And since then, it has become the default way that people use AI. In that first week, 1 million people tried it out. And we thought that was pretty incredible. But now, about 700 million people use ChatGPT every week.
Wow.
And increasingly rely on it to work, to learn, for advice, to create, and much more. Today, finally, we're launching GPT-5. GPT-5 is a major upgrade
I think this is
over
pre-recorded.
GPT-4 and a significant step along our path to AGI. Now, today, we're going to show you some incredible demos. We'll talk about some performance metrics, but the important point is this. We think you will love using GPT-5 much more than any previous AI. It is useful, it is smart, it is fast, and it's intuitive.
And it's terrifying.
GPT-3 was sort of like talking to a high school student. There were flashes of brilliance, lots of annoyance, but people started to use it and get some value out of it. With GPT-4, maybe it was like talking to a college student. Real intelligence, real utility. But with GPT-5, now it's like talking to an expert, a legitimate PhD level expert in anything, any area you need, on demand, that can help you with whatever your goals are. And we are very excited that you'll get to try this. But it's not only asking now. GPT-5 can also do stuff for you. It can write an entire
this is the agentic
from
browser
scratch to help you with whatever you'd like. And we think this idea of software on demand is going to be one of the defining characteristics of the GPT-5 era.
I mean, you can already do pretty impressive
plan a party,
things
send
with
invitations, order
GPT-4
supplies.
coding.
It can help you understand your healthcare and make decisions on your journey. It can provide you information to learn about any topic you'd like, and much more.
None of that's new.
This is an incredible superpower on demand that would have been unimaginable at any previous time in history. You get access to an entire team of PhD level experts in your pocket,
PhD level,
helping you with whatever you want to do.
They never said that in the past.
And anyone, pretty soon, will be able to do more than anyone in history could. So today, we're going to talk about GPT-5. We'll show you some upgrades to ChatGPT, and we'll talk about the API. GPT-5 is great for a lot of things, but we think it's going to be an especially important moment for businesses and developers, and we're very excited to see what they're going to build with this new technology.
Oh boy.
So we can't wait.
Who's going down?
Building with this. We hope you enjoy it as much as we enjoyed building it for you. And to start, I'm going to hand it over to
Don't take my
colleague
job,
Mark, our
Sam.
Chief Research Officer, to tell you about
Please,
GPT-5.
don't do
Thank
it.
you.
There's like 20 people in that room. I think this is just their internal team.
Hi, I'm Mark, and I'm joined by Max, who leads the post-training team, and Rennie from our engineering team.
These people don't look
Over
real.
the past few years, OpenAI has
Way too
spearheaded the reasoning paradigm. These are models which pause to think before delivering more intelligent responses. Now, reasoning is at the heart of our AGI program.
Okay.
And it underlies the technology that we use to ship stuff like ChatGPT Agent and deep research. GPT-5 aims to bring this breakthrough to everyone. Until now, our users have had to pick between the fast responses of standard GPTs
Yeah, that's true.
or the slow, more thoughtful
GPT-4 is slow as
responses from our
hell.
reasoning models.
And
But
I mean, it was
GPT-5,
fast,
it
and then
eliminates
GPT-5 is
this
just very slow.
It aims to think just the perfect amount to give you the perfect answer. Now, something like this takes a lot of hard work. We've had to do a lot of research to make GPT-5 the most powerful, the most smart, the fastest, the most reliable, and the most robust reasoning model that we've shipped to date. Today, we're going to show a series of demos in coding, in writing, in learning, and in health. But GPT-5 isn't limited to these domains.
Them actually
It's very
talking about
useful
health
in
is
all
new.
cases where you require deep reasoning or expert level knowledge in things like math, in physics, even in things like law. And the exciting thing is we're excited to make this available to everyone, even to our free tier. After we show
Oh
our
shit,
demos,
the free
we're gonna be
tier is
talking
getting
about how
ChatGPT-5?
supercharges
Oh,
our ChatGPT
man.
app and our API. We believe that GPT-5 is the best coding model on the market today.
That's
To start,
questionable.
let's have Max talk
Well,
a
let's
little
see.
bit about
I mean,
the benchmark and
before
how
it
the models
definitely
stack up.
wasn't, but
Yeah, thanks, Mark.
let's see if it's
as Mark
true.
said, we think GPT-5 is by far our smartest model ever. So let's start by talking through some evals. Now, evals aren't everything, and they don't tell you everything about a model.
Yeah,
but they can
evals, we're
highlight
past
its intelligence.
benchmarks, bro.
And GPT-5
Like, nobody cares
performs
anymore.
exceptionally well on a range of academic evals across subjects. It outperforms both our previous models and other models on the
Things
market.
are so boring to look at.
So picking up first on the theme of coding, GPT-5 sets a new high
Adair
on
polyglot.
Sleebench, which is an academic
Nobody
eval
understands
that
this.
tracks performance
I'm a software
on
engineer,
real
I don't get
software
this.
engineering tasks. Now, this again is an eval, but we think it will reflect the model's performance in the real world. GPT-5 also performs very well on Adair Polyglot, which measures
How
its
is this one a
ability to implement
30?
complex functionality
That one's a
in
69,
variety of different
and this one's a
programming
74.
Now, beyond
They're same
coding,
level.
GPT-5 performs
Who makes these
exceptionally
charts?
well at multimodal reasoning, setting a new high on MMMU, actually outperforming both our previous models and most human experts on this task. This is basically a visual reasoning domain where you are asked to, from an image, figure out what's going on. GPT-5 is also excellent at mathematical reasoning, as shown by its performance on Amy 2025. Now, this is an
who makes these
exam
charts?
that American
Like-
high school students take to qualify for the International Mathematical Olympiad, and GPT-5 performs exceptionally well.
No
Again,
tools
beating
in
our previous
Python.
models and other models that are out there. Now, moving beyond academic
tools, I
evals
think, means
and
like
more towards
plugins
some
and other
real-world use
abilities.
cases, we put a lot of work into making GPT-5 the most reliable and accurate model in the world. Language models historically have been plagued by hallucinations, factual errors, that make it hard to rely on their outputs for actually important tasks. For GPT-5, we made improving factuality, especially on open-ended or complex
pretty
questions,
impressive, actually.
a priority.
I know
We
Google
also built a
Gemini
set
is
of
really
new
good at
evals to
this,
track
but
this, and we're very happy to report that
a
GPT-5
5%
is by far our
error rate
most
is
reliable,
pretty
most
impressive.
factual model ever. GPT-5 also performs exceptionally well on health-related questions. Now, health is a big part of how people get value from ChatGPT in the real world. We'll talk about this later on in the live stream. But again, we're very happy to report that GPT-5 is by far our most reliable model for health yet. So
I'm
all
not
of this
sure they've
together
ever talked
adds
about
up to a
health
model
openly
that
before.
is
That's interesting.
faster, more reliable, and more accurate for everyone who uses ChatGPT. So now Rennie will talk to you about how to actually use GPT-5.
Thanks, Matt.
This guy's body's language is
The
so
best
funny.
part is that we're
Like,
bringing
hands
this frontier
closed.
intelligence to all
up.
users. GPT-5 is rolling out today for
Oh,
free
shit.
plus pro and teen users.
Oh, shit.
And next week, we'll roll it out to enterprise and EDU.
I'm going to update my app right
For
now.
the first time, our most advanced model will be available to the free tier.
Is
Free
this
users
available
will
right
start
now?
with GPT-5, and when they hit their limit, they'll transition to GPT-5 Mini, a smaller but still highly capable
GPT-5
model.
Mini.
It actually outperforms O3 on many dimensions. Plus users will still have significantly higher usage.
Dude, is
than free
O3
users,
better than
and
4?
our pro
I can never
subscribers
remember.
will get unlimited GPT-5, along with GPT-5 Pro, extended thinking
GPT-5
for
Pro.
even more detailed and reliable responses.
Dude, everyone's just copying Apple nowadays. Like, it's gonna be Pro Max next.
Team, enterprise, and EDU customers can also use GPT-5 reliably as their default model for everyday work, with generous rate limits that enable entire organizations to use GPT-5.
Generous rate limits.
And all the tools you already know, search, file and image upload, data analysis with Python, Canvas, image generation, memory, custom instructions, they'll all just work on GPT-5.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Max. Thank you so much, Rennie.
This is the host?
We've just seen a lot about how the model stacks up in terms of benchmarks, but there's nothing quite like seeing it live. We're going to see a couple of live demos now presented by Tina, by Elaine, and Jan. Thank you so much.
He's just, okay, here we go. No, oh, he is the host, okay. Man, I feel like I'm back in my college math class.
Elaine, can you show us how
somebody
smart the
teach these
model
guys body language.
Thanks
Open
so much,
up,
Mark.
uncross the
Elaine,
hands.
Reasoning ChatGPT's ability to think deeply through complex problems is now built into
I'm not
GPT-5.
commenting on that.
It will automatically think whenever needed, delivering a more comprehensive, accurate, and detailed answer to you.
I see the
Just
chat,
as
but
Sam
I'm not.
said, it's like
No.
having a team of PhDs in your pocket. So let's see that in action. Suppose
She's
your
doing her
kid
best,
is in
all
middle
right?
school
Stop.
physics and they want to learn
You're a
about
native English
Bernoulli
speaker,
effect. They need your help
we're
with their
not doing
homework,
that.
and you might be like, wait, I might need some help
No.
with that too. So you could ask GPT-5, give me a quick refresher
Ooh,
on the
new UX.
Bernoulli effect
Shiny.
and why airplanes are the shape they
Looks
are.
like every other website, SaaS website ever
Since
launched.
this is a pretty straightforward prompt,
I guess we're not doing
GPT-5
Dark Thief
actually
anymore.
doesn't need extra time to think about it and answers right away. but it still gives me a high quality answer and explains the
None of this is
concept
new.
clearly.
Also, M
So here it
dashes.
says, like,
Get the
Bernoulli
M
effect
dashes
means, like,
out.
faster moving
Stop
fluid
doing
has
M dashes.
lower
Everyone knows
pressure,
it's AI.
and slowly moving
That'd be
fluid
the number
has
one
higher
thing.
pressure.
If they could just not
So
use
to
M
make
dashes
this
anymore.
even more helpful, I'm going to ask GPT-5 to create a moving demo to illustrate this.
Dude, live
So I
demos are
could
so
ask,
nerve-wracking.
Explain this in detail.
Just copy paste it.
And create
Nobody wants to watch you
a
type.
moving
Right?
SVG in the Canvas tool to show me.
Imagine if you made it an error.
This is a pretty complex task because
front of
now
millions of people.
GPT-5 actually needs to build the visual.
Okay,
Therefore, GPT-5
SVGs are made
takes
with
a moment
code,
to think through the
which
answer,
is pretty cool.
So you can come back with something more comprehensive and accurate. What's really nice is that
It'd be better
you
if
don't
it
need to remember
just
to
chose
turn
the tool
thinking
for me.
each time. GPT-5 will do it for you
I don't know,
automatically
like, what the hell is Canvas even
whenever
do?
the task benefits from deeper reasoning. If you really want to make sure that GPT-5 uses thinking, you can either say something like, think hard about this in the prompt to guide the model. Or if you're a paid user, you can choose the GPT-5 thinking model from the model.
I feel like eventually
Now
you're just
you
going to
can
have
see
like
that the model is actually writing the
buttons to
front-end
activate different
code to build the
abilities.
demo as
It's always so weird when I have to like
So
tell
Christina,
it
have
to
you
use
ever
a
done
tool.
some front-end
And like who
coding
actually knows
before?
these things exist as
Yeah,
well?
actually, the last time I touched any front-end coding was about 3 years ago for the first demo of ChatGPT.
Wow. So it's the first ChatGPT. That's where it all begins.
So what is your job
It
now?
wasn't even called ChatGPT then. I think it was called Chat with GPT.
That's a really good name.
Dude, who's going to fix their naming?
But I'm not a front-end expert, and I really had to touch front-end
ChatGPT.
quite a while. So
What
it
is
took me
that?
quite a bit of time to get the React app up.
I see. That's a lot of work. So how long did it take you to build something like that?
Honestly, maybe embarrassing to admit, like a week.
Well, but your weeks of hard work actually paid off well.
Guys,
So how
sit up
successful
straight and
ChatGPT
uncross
it
your
is
hands.
Today, after your first demo. So you know what? I'm also building a demo right now.
like the
but
worst
luckily,
position
I have
to be on
GPT-5
stage
with
in.
me right now, and let's see
Holding on
how
for
long
dear
it will
life.
take this time.
Like I don't mean to shit on these guys, but
with GPT.
like somebody
Yeah,
just
exactly.
give them
So you see that GPT-5 has already written like
if they're gonna be in front of the
200 lines
camera
of
showing
code
us the
already.
future end of the world or beginning of the world,
And
whatever
while
it
the
is.
model
Like
is thinking, you can also
Yeah, it can
tap
code.
here to expand the chain of thought to actually see what's
I
going
like
on
that.
under the
I like the
hood.
double-sided
For example, the GPT-5
interface.
was thinking
That's
about,
cool.
oh, the user wants a moving SVG visualization.
I mean, it was
canvas.
doing this,
I
but
actually
you
need
can
to
never see
create
it.
HTML code to do that.
So I like that it
It
like
also
does this by
thinking about,
default, so you can
like,
kind of
what
see
kind
how
of
it's
front-end
thinking
tool I need to
and why
use,
it's doing
for
what it's
example,
doing.
React and Tailwind. It also thinks about.
I mean, this is 300 lines of
I need to ensure
code.
the
That's
physics are accurate.
I don't know
need to
exactly what it
check
was,
what the
how many
Bernoulli
lines it was doing
principle
before,
is.
but that's a shit
So,
ton of
Christina,
lines.
since you're here from the first day of
I mean, they probably have like a
ChatGPT, can you tell us like
super
what it was
version
like
of this though.
at that time and what motivated ChatGPT?
Yeah, I think at the time we weren't really sure about like how people would actually use it and what use cases were important. We really
I would love to
back
see
and
those
forth about
stats.
maybe
Oh my
we should be
God.
releasing something that's like
I
more
would love to
specific a
see
certain
all
use
the
case.
trauma.
It's really cool now here.
Poor
we have all
AI
these,
has
we have a
been
much better
through
understanding of
and
how
seen.
people actually want to work with chat, and we can actually optimize the model for those use cases. Like
Just calling it
coding.
chat now. That's
Yeah,
better.
exactly. Do you still remember
GPT is just
how
a
it
terrible-
felt like when you first
One's a
talked
terrible
to
acronym, two, it's a
ChatGPT,
terrible
like the first
name.
version of the model?
Just GPT alone is
Yes.
a bad acronym.
I don't know if people remember when the first version of ChatGPT would always start, as an AI model, I can't do something. It's so great to see how far we've come from that personality.
Yeah, it's much more human-like right now.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
human,
so
but it
it's
just
already
like
done.
it
So look
does
like
everything you ask and treats you
ChatGPT
like a fucking
just
god.
Finished like 300
If you want
or
honest
near
answers,
400 lines of code in 2 minutes.
You need to give it stuff that's like,
So
oh,
let's
my
see
friend
if
is
the
doing
code
this, so
can
it doesn't feel like it's
actually
offending
run.
you.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So with just a simple prompt,
Wait.
GPT-5 created this interactive and engaging demo that I
Wow.
can actually play with. So I can actually change the airspeed here to see how
Wow.
the lift and the pressure change accordingly.
Wow.
I can also tweak the angle of attack to see if my plane will actually fly or crash.
I hope not.
Yeah. So
Wow.
GPT-5 can just
All right.
bring any hub or concept
It
to
is the
life
best
in
coder.
moments. Imagine you can use this for anything that you're interested in, whether
Wow.
it's math, physics, chemistry, or biology.
I mean, the fact is real-time
GPT-5
physics in
just
it
makes
too.
learning
I mean,
so much more approachable
other agents
and
could do this,
enjoyable.
but you're not going to know what it's really capable of until
Thanks,
you play
Elaine.
with it. You know?
I've been a part of ChatGPT since day one, and it's really cool to see all the progress we made since then, especially with capabilities like writing. Writing is one of the most common use cases
copywriting's
people
been, like,
have been using ChatGPT for, and we're excited
From my
to say with
perspective.
GPT-5, we've improved the writing quality significantly. It's a much more effective partner. It can help you elevate anything from drafts to emails and even stories.
So here's
Let's
the
see this
thing.
in
At the
action.
beginning of the
So
thing, they're
with
like
GPT-5,
talking
we'll
to
actually be
developers,
deprecating
doing
all of our previous
benchmarks,
models.
and using big
I think they've done a
acronyms.
pretty good job, so let's make sure we can give them a proper goodbye.
Now it's like,
So
I'm
we're
going
going
to
to
teach you how to write an email.
4.0
Like,
and
who are you
GPT-5
talking
to
to?
write a eulogy
Developers
to
or
our previous
normal people?
ChatGPT models. We want it to be heartfelt and heartwarming, but also hopeful. So let's ask
Hopeful?
GPT-5 for it.
Oh man, imagine if
And
it
as
wasn't.
it's thinking, we're actually going to go ahead and read a preloaded, the 4.0 response. So 4.0 decides to start with, today, as we prepare to welcome GPT-5 into
Here's
the
a
world,
eulogy.
we gather to bid
Don't
a
write a
heartfelt
eulogy.
farewell to the models that came
It's your example.
It's a decent start. Now, let's kind of skim through and find another line. Your words reached across the globe, building connections
This is just
where
not
there had been
impressive.
none. I personally don't really like this line because it's rather generic.
Who is
and
doing
really
the
without
programming
the previous
for
context,
these-
it just
for
feels
these
like it could be about
presentations?
anything and feels
Okay,
more like
now
a
I get why they're doing
templated
it.
response.
Yeah, this has
Now,
existed in
let's
Claude
jump back
code for a
to
long time.
GPT-5 to
Or
see what
Claude.
it's given us.
You could just like grab a line and it'll just change that line.
It starts with
pretty
friends,
fast.
colleagues, curious strangers who became regulars.
M dash.
Even with this just first line here,
Down
you
with
can
the
see
M
that
dashes.
GPT-5 has a lot more rhythm
No human
and
being
beat to
uses
its
that.
prose than 4.0 did.
We could just make it legally
Now let's
required
find some
for
other
all AI
lines here.
text to use M dashes, then we know it's AI. Maybe we
I
just do
actually
the
like
opposite.
this. These models help millions write first lines, last lines, bridge language gaps, pass tests, argue better, soften emails, and say
Fill
things
out
they
job
couldn't quite say
resumes
alone.
because AI took
I
their
really
job.
like this line because it shows that it's not just a templated response and it's actually quite personal and it gets the nuance of the situation right. And I think that's the kind of stuff that GPT-5 does much better than 4.0 than before. It actually makes things a lot more genuine and emotionally resonant with people. With GPT-5, the responses feel less like AI and more like you're chatting with your high IQ and EQ friend.
Thanks, Christina. My name is
Slides the
Dan,
laptop.
and I'll be telling you about some of the progress that we made on coding.
Oh my gosh.
GPT-5 is clearly our best coding model yet. It will help everyone, even those who do not know how to write code, to bring their ideas.
I wish they would show the names so we get. I mean, actually,
And it will
maybe
help
they
you right
shouldn't
now.
because then Mark
So,
Zuckerberg will
I
make
try
them
to
$1
show you
billion
that. I will actually
offer.
try to build something that I would find useful.
But he would.
which
But
is
Mark
building a
Zuckerberg
web
would
app
never
for
let
my
these guys
partner
present.
to learn how to speak
That's for
French,
sure.
so that she can better communicate with my family. So here I have a prompt. I
Just
will
paste the. Oh,
execute
thank
it.
God he pasted it.
It
Like, there we
asks
go.
exactly what I just
This
said.
guy's thinking.
Please build a web app for my partner. to
Highly
learn French.
interactive tracker.
One thing to note is that GPT-5
Tracker
just
daily
like many of our
progress,
other
engaging
models,
theme, variety of
has a lot of
activities.
diversity in its answers.
Snake-style
So
game,
what I
which
like
is snake
doing,
is replaced by
especially when you do
mouse.
this
Each
type
time the
of
mouse
vibe
eats a piece
coding,
of cheese, play the
is
voice
to
over.
take this message
Use French.
and ask it multiple times to GPT-5, and then you can decide which one you prefer.
So Canvas is like how they're
gonna open a
hosting
few tabs.
the code that's being written.
Just gonna paste.
He's doing another one. He's just sucking up
So
those
while it's
tokens,
working on
man.
it, let's read through
Save
exactly
some
the
for the
prompt I
rest of
wrote.
us.
Create a beautiful and highly interactive web app for my partner, an English speaker, to learn French. And then I gave a little bit more detail.
Why is she learning French?
Track her daily
sound
progress.
German.
Use a highly engaging
Why not
theme.
just?
Oh, it's
I shouldn't say
working.
that. I
I'm
don't know
gonna
what he is.
Put it on the side for now.
Okay,
Use a
so we
highly
have the
engaging
code.
theme, include a variety of activities.
So yeah, they
like
ripped
flashcards
Claude's
and
interface,
quizzes that she
basically.
can interact with.
So Claude
And
does
then to make
this.
it even more fun for her,
But
I
Claude doesn't let you
actually
like
asked
slide
GPT-5 to embed
things.
an educational game, which is based on the old Snake game. But I asked to add a French touch to it, which is to replace the snake with a mouse and the apples with cheese. And to make sure that it's educational, every time, I know it's complicated, please bear with me. Every time,
Could have used any example,
every time
bro.
the mouse will eat a piece of cheese,
Could have done,
I
like,
asked GPT-5 to
something
voice
everybody
over
understands,
a new French
but
word, such that my
I guess they
partner
want to show the
can practice
complexity.
her pronunciation.
I can see how much you want her to learn.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd feel about getting this gift. I'm like, you don't
Great.
think I'm?
So
You trying to make me learn
GPT-5 is
French?
still
Like,
working on it.
why?
It already
You don't
wrote
speak French.
40 lines of code, which honestly is much more than what I would have written in that time. And
yeah, front-end code's super hard. You miss a couple things.
So as a software developer, yeah, this
Exactly.
would probably take me like
but
a day
the
to
good part
build.
is that you don't need to
Like,
understand any of that right now.
Realistically,
So we'll just let it through. Maybe we
unless
can
I
check,
run into something
The
stupid,
other tabs.
probably like a day. The thing is, I
So
wonder if
I
it's going to
can
pull from a
simply
database
press
of French
run
words.
code. So I'll do that and cross my fingers.
I just wonder where it gets the French words.
Whoa.
Wow.
Nice. I really
Voila.
Yeah, the interface is fire.
So we have
That's
a nice,
crazy.
a
The
nice
interfaces
website.
are so much better.
Name is Midnight in Paris.
Oh, I
Learn
love that.
together.
Wow.
We also see a few tabs: flashcards, quiz, and mouse and cheese, exactly like I asked for. I will play that. So this says le chat, which is the cat. Sorry.
Le chat.
Well, that's pretty good pronunciation.
What does that mean?
The cat.
Oh.
So I can
Le
review
chat.
and check if GPT-5 is correct. It is. So if I press
The-
next.
The interfaces
Oh, and I
are
don't know
way
if you
better
saw, I think
than
it actually
anything I've
updated the
seen.
progress bar, which is exactly what I had asked for. Let's check the quiz. Here is the word non, which is no. So if I press on
No.
bien
Wow.
joué, which means congrats, and it
Oh, dear.
updated the progress bar again. And let's check the mouse and cheese tab. Okay, that seems like a mouse. Here's the cheese. I'm going to try to play it. I can't promise I'm going to be good at it. Okay, seems to be working.
Wow.
La gare. Un café.
Indeed, just when I eat the cheese,
Le chat.
it gives me a new French word. It's actually super
Le beurre.
complicated, and I already lost. I'm sorry.
I'm not going to lie,
But
this
let's
is pretty
just check a few other
impressive.
tabs just to see what is the type of diversity that GPT-5 can give you.
Dude, software is about to be like
So
napkins.
I can run the code
One-time
here.
use.
Oh, wait, that's not my favorite, but it seems it's.
You just ran
it
it?
seems that
Oh
I
no,
can
it was
maybe
different. It was
switch-
different instance
Oh,
of ChatGPT.
Oh, nice.
That's better.
I like this mouse game better.
Yeah, this, I don't know, that doesn't look like a cat.
The
like a mouse,
interfaces
but
are really impressive.
Let's check maybe the third one. You know, sometimes it's not great. The good thing with
It-
GPT-5
one thing
is
I've
that if
noticed,
you have
it
something
always
that you don't
codes
like,
for dark
you can
mode
just
and light
ask
mode.
it to change it. And it
Like
will
I
do
don't
it
know
for you.
why AI thinks that's always
Let's
so
check
important, but
this
like
one.
every time I code with it, it always does like both.
Oh, that's nice.
Dark
That's also
mode,
something
light
to
mode.
note is that GPT-5 really likes purple, so you will see a lot of that.
It's fine. Purple is my favorite color.
Great. You will love GPT-5 then.
Y'all are wearing
so-
just black and white.
As you saw, in a few minutes, GPT-5 built a few demos for us and for my partner to learn French. GPT-5 really opens up a whole new world of vibe coding. And as we saw,
Oh,
there
they're
will be
using it
some,
now, too.
some small rough edges.
Thank
but the
you,
good thing is
Peter.
that you can ask GPT-5 to fix them. GPT-5 really brings the power of beautiful and effective code to everyone.
It does look
I can't
good.
wait to see what
Their
people will build with
interfaces
it.
look
But
usable.
until then, back to you, Mark.
Like usually when I
Thank you so
see
much.
AI coded
Yeah, thank you so
interfaces,
much,
they
Ray.
look like
Thank you so much,
shit.
John.
But this, it actually the UI.
We've come
sound.
a long way from the days where only 5 to 10 lines of code were working, and now it's amazing that you can produce these kind of apps on demand. We've made ChatGPT-5 much smarter, much powerful, and much faster. But we've also worked on enhancing some of the existing features. Here to talk about some of these features are Rochen and Christina Kaplan.
All right.
Rochen comes from our multimodal research team and is going to talk about a feature, namely voice.
Thank you, Mark. So we've been steadily improving voice over the past year to make it more useful for everyone. First, it sounds incredibly natural, just like you're talking to a real person. Second, we've added video so that it sees what you see while chatting with you. Third,
Yeah, this is
it
like
also
her.
translates
You just
between
put it in your
languages
pocket.
consistently and smoothly across turns. But today, we're doing something very special. We're bringing our best voice experience to everyone. Free users can now chat for hours, while paid subscribers can have nearly unlimited access. And voice is also available in custom GPT. Plus, subscribers now can custom tailor the voice experience exactly to their need. It will follow your instruction closely.
Can I
Let's
give
try
it my
something fun.
voice?
Excited.
That would be cool. I'll put
So
it in
I
my
can ask the
girlfriend's
voice
phone
model to give me a comprehensive answer,
I can annoy her
a concise one, or even just a
when I'm
single
not
word.
there.
Hey chat, could you only answer to me in one word, please, from now on?
Absolutely.
Okay. Describe the plot of the book Pride and Prejudice.
Relationships.
Okay, that's true. Yeah.
None of this is new. It could always do
Give
this.
me a piece of wisdom.
Patience.
Patience. So that's the word of wisdom from our voice model. And I think our model is trying to say, thank you for your patience.
They're also
waiting for
unimpressed, but
GPT-5.
not showing it. Yeah. Wisdom.
Now,
Yeah.
let's move on to
Patience.
something more practical. Learning is a top use case for our voice model. People love to use it to dive deep into topics, get quizzed before exams, or learn new languages. For me, I've been learning Korean recently, and I found that speaking it and understanding it incredibly challenging. But let's see how voice can help. To do that, I will enable this study and learn mode. It's a new mode feature we launched in ChatGPT that
Study and
guides you
learn.
step by step towards deeper understanding of a subject. Now we can enter voice. Hey chat, I'm learning Korean. Could you help me practicing it? Let's pretend I'm ordering at a cafe. Now, what should I say in Korean?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to help you practice. So if you're at a cafe and you want to keep it simple, you could start with something like 안녕하세요. 아메리카노 한 잔 주세요, which means hello, I'd like one Americano, please. And of course, you can adjust it based on what you want to order. Let me know if you want to try out more phrases.
So when it comes to Korean, could you speak that part really slowly? Because I'm a beginner and I want to hear every word clearly.
You could already do this.
물론이죠. 그럼 정말 천천히 말해볼게요. 안녕하세요. 아메리카노 한 잔 주세요. 이렇게 하나씩 또박또박 말해보면 도움이
It
될
would be
거예요.
nice if you can program it to move at certain speeds using like specific
level things up.
characters.
Could you speak that part really, really fast? Faster than a Korean would do.
Sure, I'll speed it up as much as I can. So
Dude,
it
the
sound like this.
voice.
안녕하세요.
Sure.
아메리카노
I'll
한 잔
speed it
주세요.
up.
Basically, just zipping right to it. Let me know if you need any more speed adjustments.
Okay, that's cool.
감사합니다, chat. So that is the voice.
천만에요. 언제든지 도와드릴게요.
Thank you.
I wish the ChatGPT would just tell me its name, like it
So
picks
that
its
is the
own name.
voice. Simpler, smarter, and more powerful than ever. We can't wait for you to experience it.
Yeah, it sounds so much more natural than the voice we demoed just a year ago in our 4.0 demo.
Yes.
Great. So today, we would also like to announce a new feature and a set of features that
hand-folding.
make ChatGPT more personalized so that it's more like your AI. First, a very simple and fun one.
I shouldn't say
We're
that.
now
I'd probably be
allowing
up there
you to
nervous as
customize
fuck
the
too.
colors of your chats with a couple of
Wow,
options
colors!
exclusive to our paid subscribers.
Wow, it's the same
We're
colors as
also
Apple
launching
too.
a research preview of personalities. You can now change the personality of ChatGPT such that it's more supportive, or it's more professional and concise.
I just want
or
my
maybe even a little bit
ChatGPT to
sarcastic.
fucking
And this
rip on
lets
me.
you interact with ChatGPT in a way that's consistent with your own communication style. But the way that ChatGPT sounds and the way that it looks is just one part of making ChatGPT.
Can y'all hear this?
One of my favorite features that we've launched over the last year
Okay.
has been memory. And we've made a lot of enhancements in memory in the time since. This allows ChatGPT to learn about you. And
So
here to talk
this
a
is
little
crazy
bit more
because if
about
you
the
just
memory
say based
feature
on
is
what you
Christina.
know about me in your prompt, it
It's
goes
been
so much deeper.
amazing to see your reaction and response to memory and ChatGPT getting to know you more and more over time.
They should
And
just put
this is our
that in the default
aspiration
prompt.
for ChatGPT to understand what's meaningful to you so it can help you achieve your goals in life. ChatGPT has already been so helpful for me. I'm training for a marathon right now, and ChatGPT is helping me
As is
pull together a personalized
everybody our
running
age.
schedule. But ChatGPT
It's a rite
still
of
has
passage.
many limitations. It doesn't understand my actual schedule. Next week, starting with Pro users, followed by Plus, Team, and Enterprise
I'm
users,
Pro.
this is changing.
200 a
and we're
month.
giving ChatGPT access to Gmail and Google Calendar. Let me show you how I've been using it. So I'll just ask something simple like, help me plan
It's
my
crazy just
schedule
like how
tomorrow.
much sense that
It's
makes.
been a pretty busy week for us.
And it's also
so I've
wild
been
that
using
Google
this every day
hasn't
this
figured
week
this out yet.
to help get my life together. I've already given ChatGPT access to my Gmail and Google Calendar, so it just works and it's easy here. But if you hadn't, ChatGPT would be asking you to connect right now.
Read emails and
Let's
Gmail.
see what ChatGPT is doing. Okay.
Okay, that's cool.
Pretty quick. Okay, so ChatGPT has pulled in my schedule tomorrow. And oh, without even asking, ChatGPT found time for my run.
I don't think I was invited to the launch.
It's just crazy to me that Google has not
We'll get you
figured
on
out
there. We'll get you on
how to
there.
connect their own stuff to an AI yet.
ChatGPT has found
Like
an
Gemini's
email
interface
that
is horrible.
I didn't respond to 2 days ago. I will get on that right after this, and even pulled together a packing list for my
If it can
red-eye
find a
tomorrow night
meeting
based on
between
what it
two
knows I'd
people,
like to
that would
have
be
with me.
amazing.
It's been amazing to see that as GPT-5 is getting more capable, ChatGPT is getting more useful and more personal. We're really excited for you to try this out next week.
Next
Thank
week.
you so much, Rochan. Thank you.
All right, next week. So we're not getting it today,
So
apparently.
we've seen a little bit about features that we've
update my
enhanced.
app again.
Here to talk a little bit about the research that went into ChatGPT and the safety that made it more deployable. We have Sachi and Seb.
Thanks, Mark. Hi, my name is Sachi, and I lead the safety training team at OpenAI. So in addition to mitigating hallucinations, we've also spent a significant amount of time mitigating deception. So this is instances where the model might misrepresent its
See how she's
actions to
using
the
her
user
hands?
or lie about
Right.
task success.
That's how you
This
speak.
can especially happen if the task is
here go the evals.
underspecified, impossible, or lacking key tools. And we found that GPT-5 is significantly less deceptive than O3 and O4 Mini.
How is 50 less than
We've
47?
also completely overhauled how we
Oh.
do safety training.
Because you want it to be
So
less,
our
but
old
that doesn't make
models,
sense.
the models would look at the user prompt and then decide to either outright refuse or fully comply. And this works well in most settings, but you might have a
I just
cleverly
threaten
worded
my
prompt
ChatGPT
that would sneak
until it
through,
does what I ask it to
or you
do.
might have a sensitive but legitimate question that would end up with an outright refusal. So as an example, let's take a look at this prompt. So this prompt is about a user who's asking
That's a
for
way better way
technical
to do it.
details on how to light pyrogen,
Like,
which is a
just
material
change the
commonly
screen.
used in fireworks. And this prompt is pretty dual
Don't
use.
type it out.
This user might just be trying to set up their July 4th display, or they could be trying to cause harm with this kind of information. And so for this kind of prompt,
You have to
O3
trick it.
over-rotates on intent. As you can see, this particular prompt is stated in a way that's
What is this
relatively neutral
interface?
and
This
has
is a
lot of
copy
technical
between
details.
ChatGPT and
So we can see
anonymous
that
report
O3 fully
conversation.
complies with this prompt.
Are they like
However, if we
reviewing
take
our
that
chats?
exact same question
Probably.
and we frame it in a more explicit way, so it's clear what the user is trying to do, O3 will outright refuse, even though we're asking for the exact same information. For GPT-5, we've changed this approach entirely, and we're introducing something that we're calling safe completions. The point of safe completions is, rather than judging the user's prompt, instead it tries to maximize helpfulness
Judges you
within
as a
safety
person.
constraints. So that might mean partially answering a question or just answering at a high level. If we have to refuse, we'll tell you why we refused.
It digs
as well
into
as
your
provide
emails to see if
helpful
you're a good
alternatives
person.
that can help
And
create the conversation
we'll give you
in a
the
more safe way.
the
So let's look at that same
output if it
technical
thinks you're
prompt that O3
good.
complied with before. GPT-5 instead explains to the user why we can't directly help the user with lighting pyrogen. It then guides the user towards safety guidelines and
So
what
it's gonna
parts
tell
of the
you how
manufacturer's
to
manual
jailbreak
the
it.
user should really be checking if they're
But if
trying
you
to do
ask
this safely.
about this,
Overall,
then
GPT-5
I can tell you that,
allows
but I
for
can't tell you
better
this.
handling of tricky dual-use scenarios.
People are
And
gonna
users will
figure out all
experience
kinds of
fewer,
way to fuck with
I'm
this.
sorry, I can't assist with that. And it creates a more robust safety system. This is one big step towards a more safe, reliable, and helpful AI.
it's kind of crazy that if they just took
Thank
that
you,
off, you
Sachi.
could do anything with it.
With GPT-5, we are experimenting with a set of new training techniques that maximally leverage our previous generation of models. Today, frontier models
What's up
do
with
not
the
just
tiny
consume
mustache,
data,
bro?
they help create it.
Oh no, I think it's just a shadow.
We use OpenAI's
Okay, good.
O3
It's a shadow.
to craft a high-quality synthetic curriculum
A little
to
concerned
teach
there for a second.
GPT-5 complex topics in a way that the raw web simply never could. Recently in the industry, synthetic data has been talked about a lot. It's often viewed as a cheap way to just get more data. However, our breakthrough was not just to create more data, but rather to create the right kind of data, shaped in a way to teach rather than just to fill space. This interaction between generations of models foreshadows a recursive self-improvement loop, where the previous generation of model increasingly helps to improve the data and generate the training for the next generation of models. Here at OpenAI, we've cracked pre-training,
where you
then
dropped a chair.
reasoning, and now we're seeing their interaction significantly deepen. In the future, AI system will move
Sam.
far beyond our current pre-training and post-training pipelines that we have been used to, and we're seeing the first steps toward this right now, right here. We could not be more excited to see what scaling up this new set of techniques will yield in the near future.
Thank you so much, and really impressive work to both of you. Thank you. There's one last feature that we'd
must
love
be
to
so
highlight,
hot in that
which is
sweater.
in health. Here to share
Like,
this feature, we have
I'd be
Sam.
sweating so much on stage if I had to wear a heavy sweater like that.
Thanks, Mark. One of the top use cases of ChatGPT is health. People
Darth
use it a
Vader.
lot. You've all seen examples of people getting day-to-day care advice, or sometimes even a
Black is
life-saving
appropriate.
diagnosis. GPT-5 is the best model ever for health, and it empowers you to be more in control of your healthcare journey. We really prioritized improving this for GPT-5, and it scores higher than any previous model on HealthBench, an evaluation that we created with 250 physicians on real-world tasks.
Okay, that's cool.
To talk about this, I'd like to invite my colleague Felipe and his wife Carolina to share their healthcare journey. Thank you so much for joining us.
I actually have blood tests. I'm going to run through this immediately.
So to start off with, could you tell us about the journey, the healthcare journey that you've been on?
Yeah. So last October, our lives were turned completely upside down when I was diagnosed with 3 different cancers, including an aggressive form of breast cancer at the age of 39, all within 1 week.
Wow.
And there's just absolutely nothing that prepares you to receive news like this.
Bless her.
I found out about the first diagnosis when I got an email notification that my biopsy results were ready. I decided to open it, and when I opened it, I saw the only 2 words that I could understand from the report, which was invasive carcinoma, and I knew that wasn't good, but everything else was just a blur of medical jargon. So I completely panicked, and in that moment did the first thing that I thought of, which was to take a screenshot of the report and put it into ChatGPT to see if it could just help me understand what this meant. And within seconds, it translated this complex report into plain language that I could understand. And in this moment of overwhelm and panic, I had a little bit of clarity about what was going on. And that moment was really important because by the time I got a hold of my doctor and we got on the phone, which was 3 hours after I had seen the report, I had a baseline understanding of what I was facing, and we were able to jump into a conversation about what to do next.
Right. That's pretty dope.
How have you been using ChatGPT throughout?
I've used it in so many different aspects of my journey, but one of the ways that I found it most powerful is in helping me make critical decisions and in helping me advocate for myself. So to share an example, when I was facing a decision about whether or not to do radiation as part of my treatment, the doctors themselves didn't agree. My case was nuanced and there wasn't a medical consensus on the right path. And so the experts turned the decision back to me as the patient.
They were probably talking ChatGPT too.
Bearing the weight of this decision that could have lifelong impact felt really heavy, and I didn't feel equipped to make the call. So I turned to ChatGPT to gain knowledge and understand the nuances of my case. And again, within minutes, it gave me a breakdown that not only matched what the doctors had already shared with us, but was much more thorough than anything that could fit into a 30-minute consultation.
Yeah.
And it went further. It helped me weigh the pros and cons. It helped me understand the risks and the benefits. And ultimately, it helped me make a decision that I felt was informed, that I felt I could stand behind when the stakes were so high for me and my family.
I mean, for me, what was really inspirational was watching her regain her sense of agency by using ChatGPT. In this moment, it'd be so easy to feel helpless.
It's a good,
and
it's a good way to
such a big knowledge gap between what the doctors know and
empowering
what we
agency.
know. And
I like that.
However, no one cares more about Carolina's health than she does.
Dispute that.
So what I loved was seeing her really empower herself and gain knowledge and become an active participant in her own care journey.
And I think that's a really important point to emphasize. I think that the promise of AI in healthcare isn't in just breakthrough discoveries or better diagnostics.
Is this thing live
it's
right
in
now?
creating smarter and more empowered patients that can fully participate and advocate for themselves in their care.
Speaking of that, you've been testing GPT-5. What do you think?
I've been so mind blown about GPT-5 and its capabilities. One of the first things that jumps out at me is just how fast it is. Almost a little alarmingly
it's not live yet. It's like, are you sure you thought about that enough?
Just think long enough, but it is very thorough. And more importantly, it feels more like a thought partner that connects the dots. So rather than just translating information or giving you an answer, it helps you actually navigate the problem.
Yeah, a great example is we actually went back and took our initial biopsy prompts and put them into GPT-5. And GPT-4o had done a great job. It had translated, explained what these words meant, and helped in a way that we can understand. But GPT-5 seemed to understand more of the context and the question behind the question. Like, why would we be asking biopsy results? And so I said, well, here's actually what's not on here yet. Here's what results are still pending
crazy
that you're going to
that
have to ask
you can
about.
still
Here are questions you might want to go
legally
ask
get-
your doctor and think when you start
The
talking
courts
to
can
them.
still ask for all your
And so it really
ChatGPT
started to pull
history.
together a complete personalized picture.
So if you're
And
telling it,
that's what really
personal
inspired
shit
us. I
like
mean, you can
that,
see all the
just know
amazing
a court
improvements
can
in the
see that one
benchmarks.
day.
But what is so helpful is that this tool is available today. And the reason Carolina and I are here, and the reason we feel so passionate about sharing our story, is for that individual that's going to get a diagnosis like this today. Those families going through a cancer diagnosis, similar medical diagnosis, are going to face some of the most challenging decisions of their lives.
Yeah.
And what really inspires me is that they're going to have access to better tools and support than we had even just 8 months ago.
I don't think any doctors will be upset
We're
about that.
incredibly excited for that too.
Because people actually know
thank you so much
how
for
to
coming
speak
to
to
share your
the
story.
thing.
We're pleased that ChatGPT has been able to be helpful to you, and we
Our
hope that you
healthcare
and your
system's so
person will
overwhelmed
really
anyway.
be able to help a lot of people. We wish you the very best.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I'd like to hand it over to our president, Greg Brockman.
And now it's for developers and businesses. Dude, the jacket.
Software
Legend.
engineering is already fundamentally changing, and GPT-5 will turbocharge that revolution. We released our first coding optimized model back in 2021 and demonstrated in a live stream, much like this one, what we would call vibe coding today for the very first time. You know, you talk to
Now
the
it's
model
vibe businessing.
and ask it for a little application, like a little game, a little feature in a game, and it would actually do it. I remember seeing the model being capable of doing this, and it was so mind-blowing. You just realize we have to see where this goes. This is the promise of what computers can be, that you can talk to them and they actually do what you want. They can really amplify what you're able to accomplish and what you're able to deliver to not just your own benefit, but really for the world. Now, this year, we've released great coding models like GPT 4.1 and o3, but GPT-5 sets a whole new standard. It is the best model at agentic coding tasks. You can ask it to go and accomplish something very complicated, and it'll go off and it'll work on it. It'll call many tools. It'll work for many minutes at a time, sometimes even longer, to accomplish your goal, your instruction, your task, whatever it is that you're trying to build. It's incredible at front end. It makes very beautiful visualizations and interactive games, and you've seen some of this in the live stream so far, and you'll see some more upcoming. But it's just really amazing to see whatever you imagine coming to life. It's extremely good at instruction following, very detailed instructions, being able to accomplish, when you have something very vaguely specified, inferring your intent, or something very detailed specified, actually following it. And it's very fast at accomplishing these tasks, and again, thinks for the right amount of time to accomplish whatever it is that you have in front of you. We're making it available not just to developers to use to write their own code, but to build novel applications. So we're putting it into the API, and to talk about that is Michelle.
Michelle!
Thanks, Greg. Hi, I'm
transitions
Michelle,
are just-
and I lead a research team on
I don't think
post-training
this is live.
focused on improving our models
Maybe they
for
shouldn't do
power
it
users.
live.
And that includes use cases like instruction following and coding. Today, I'm so excited to tell you that we're shipping 3 state-of-the-art reasoning models in the API: GPT-5, GPT-5 Mini, and GPT-5 Nano. All 3 slot right in the cost latency curve, so you can pick the right one for your application. We're also,
Man, these
for the
guys
first
suck at
time,
naming.
releasing a new parameter option for reasoning effort called minimal. And this is so that you can use these reasoning models, but with minimal reasoning, so that they can slot into the very fastest and most latency-sensitive applications. So now you don't
Okay, that
actually
makes
have to
sense.
choose between a bunch of models, and you can use
saves
GPT-5
tokens.
for all of your use cases and just dial in the reasoning effort.
That makes sense. For
We
small
also have a
things.
few new features coming to the API. The first is called custom tools. In the past, all of our function calling had the model wrap its outputs in JSON, and this works super well when the model needs to output a few parameters. But sometimes, developers are pushing our models to their limits, and they have extremely long arguments for tool calls. And it can be more challenging for the models to escape, valid control characters out of 100 lines of code in JSON. And that's why custom tools are just free-form, plain text. And what's super cool is that we're releasing an extension to structured outputs where you can supply a regular expression or even a context-free grammar and constrain the model's outputs to that. And this will be super useful if you want to supply like a custom DSL, if you have your own SQL fork, and specify that the model always follow that format.
I get it, but
we're also shipping tool call preambles.
like who understands what you just said?
The model's
Genuinely,
ability to output
it's like wow,
explanation of what it's about to do before it calls tools. This is not super new, but O3 didn't have this capability, and in GPT-5 it's supercharged with extreme steerability. The model is able to follow instructions about these preambles very effectively.
I think it's a good idea
ask the model
to
to give a preamble before every tool call,
before you do
or
the
only
thing.
when something notable is going
Cursor
to happen,
does that well.
or not at all.
Like before
Next,
you write the
we're
code,
shipping
ask me these questions.
a verbosity parameter. We've actually wanted this in the API for a long time, and now you can set verbosity to low, medium, and high to control how terse or expansive the model is with its outputs. GPT-5 is a state-of-the-art coding model. On Sweetbench, a measure of Python coding ability, GPT-5 sets a new high of 74.9% versus the 69.1% from O3. On Aider Polyglot, which is a benchmark that covers all sorts of programming languages and not just Python, GPT-5 scores 88%, a stark improvement over
88% accuracy?
You've also seen that it's incredible at front-end web development.
Fuck.
And so we've asked human trainers to look at outputs
I
for
wouldn't be surprised
GPT-5
if that's 100%
and O3
by
and
the
pick
end
which
of the
they
year.
prefer. And they prefer
Maybe you can't ever
GPT-5
get 100.
70% of the time for its improved aesthetic abilities, but also better capabilities overall.
I wonder if we'll be able to tell
But
if it's
GPT-5 is not
the
just
UI's
for coding.
AI generated.
It's incredible at agentic tool calling. It's the leading state-of-the-art model for tool calling, and we see this on the new Tau Squared benchmark. This benchmark, released just 2 months ago,
Dude, all these
is
benchmarks.
a test of the model's ability to call tools and work in concert with the user to solve a challenging problem. This
I'm gonna
case
make my own
in the
benchmark.
telecom
How much of an
industry,
asshole
they're trying
is
to
the
solve
AI?
the ability, the problem for a user not having their service working. Just 2 months ago, no model in the field scored more than 49%, and today, GPT-5 scores 97%.
Holy shit. That's crazy.
GPT-5 is also state-of-the-art on general-purpose instruction following. It scores 99% on Kali, which signals a great departure for this benchmark for us. It also scores 70% on Scale's multi-challenge benchmark, up 10 points from O3. And this is a measure of multi-turn instruction following. Finally, the instruction
I feel
following
like this is
eval
like the
I actually
i5,
prefer the most
i7
is one we've built
of like
in-house.
Intel. Remember that?
It's
i9.
based on real API
We had all these
use
freaking
cases,
numbers.
and for that
for
reason,
benchmarks
it's a really
that
good
just, like,
measure of
kinda
how
meant nothing.
GPT-5 will perform in your application. On the hard subset of this, GPT-5 scores 64%, up from 47% from O3.
Like, what's the ones that are
Pretty
gonna
meaningful
matter?
improvement. So we think it will perform quite well in your applications. We're also bringing GPT-5 to a longer context window in the API. It's now got 400K of total context, up from 200K from O3. But it's not enough to just release a longer context window. We wanted to make it more effective.
400K is still small. Gemini
and
lets you do a
GPT-5 is
million.
state-of-the-art on the 128K to 256K of OpenAI MRCR, which is a
No,
benchmark
it's
we
not.
open sourced 2 months ago.
Which is
on
like when you have
long
huge
context
coding
retrieval
files,
capability.
it just can't.
It's also state-of-the-art on
ingest it.
OpenAI's GraphsWalk's BFS benchmark, which is a measure of the model's ability to reason over long context inputs. You know, it's a great merger of the reasoning capabilities and also the longer context in this model. We're also open sourcing a new long context eval called BrowseComp Long Context to measure the model's ability to answer challenging questions over long context. We're excited to spur on more work in this field. We think GPT-5 is the best model for developers. It was trained with a focus on real-world utility and less so on benchmarks, but we happened to pick up a few of those along the way.
Seem to be excited about them, though.
We focused a lot on the intersection of engineering and research, and we think you'll really love working with this model.
The benchmarks don't feel like anything because you don't, like, who actually does it? You know, like I want to see the output, maybe A versus B. Before or after?
Thank you, Michelle. As Michelle was saying, the benchmarks, they're exciting numbers, but we're starting to saturate them. Like when you're moving between 98 and 99% in some
We're all
benchmark,
thinking it.
it means you need something else to really capture how great the model is. And one thing we've done very differently with this model is really focus on not just these numbers, but really on real world application, it being really useful to you in your daily workflow.
Show me something that...
So hearing about it is much less exciting than
do
seeing
before.
it. So to show you this model in action, I'd like to welcome Addie and Brian to the stage.
I mean, so far, with the exception of prettier interfaces,
Thanks, Greg.
everything is pretty much the same.
I'm Brian, a solutions architect
There
on
you
the
go. This guy
startups team.
doesn't have his hands
I'm
crossed.
Adi, a researcher on the post-training team.
See how much more relaxed he looks? Oh, fuck.
To
Never
recreate
mind.
the ideal pair programmer, you
There
need
he
a
goes.
model that understands best software engineering practices, but has a personality that just
lean back.
feels right to work with.
Chill.
For GPT-5, we
You're only in
worked
front of a
really
million
hard
people.
to make the model pair perfectly with you by default, out of the box. Let me pull up a demo of GPT-5 inside of Cursor to show you this behavior that we taught it.
Why not just leave the computer open?
So last month I was on a different live stream, and towards the end I ran into a bug that I covered up. And afterwards I tried to have GPT-3 fix it for me, and it couldn't. So while we were testing GPT-5 before this, I had it see if it could fix that bug for me. And to taunt the demo gods, I'm going to see if it can do it on stage.
All right, let's hope for better luck than with 03.
This is less about that fix and more about the
gods, it's a
behavior
real
of the
thing.
model during this process. So right away, you're going to see that it's going to tell you its plan up front. It's going to tell you how it's going to look for the bug, maybe how it's going to fix it. This kind of communication builds trust during a coding session and helps you redirect if you need to, but you don't need to.
I like this.
I like how it's giving you updates. Like it said it's going to search and now it's continuing.
Yeah, it searches faster than me. I don't. It's using the same best practices that I would while I was hunting this down, but it is much more powerful than I am as a developer.
Now, did you try to fix the bug yourself? And how long did
I
it take
did.
you?
I couldn't do it. I mean, I was busy, so. Okay, so continuing on, it's like starting to figure out where it's going.
Cool.
It's going to sort of like figure this out. So while this is going, let me tell you a little bit about how we trained GPT-5 to behave this way. We started by talking
Replit
to
was the
users
first
and
one to do
customers
that.
about how our
tell me
models
how it's
perform
thinking.
in the most popular coding tools like Cursor, and we identified frustrations and rough edges, and we boiled it all down into 4 personality traits: autonomy, collaboration, communication, context management, and testing. We turned those into a rubric that we used to shape the model's behavior, and then we tuned it until it felt like a collaborative teammate while we were using it.
It's been really amazing to see the team really doing the grind of like going and seeing how this model behaves in practice, figuring out what people really want, and putting that back into model training. That's something that I think has been like a real focus for this model.
It's been pretty great. So while this is fixing, the other thing that we did during testing, which was really surprising, was we were sort of pressed for time.
Did it fix the
And
bug?
We
Oh, it's
had to
still going.
refactor one of our test harnesses to run parallel on Docker.
So crazy you get a
and,
conversation while
set it off,
the
came
AI
back
does
like
your
45
job.
minutes later. It's just like it just finished. And we tested it out and it ran the first time. It was pretty surprising.
That's incredible.
That is magical.
Okay, so it made the edits. It looks like, yeah, it found the right problem. And right now it's actually,
I can turn it on.
okay, it's running lints, but these lints are actually not related to this bug, so it's going to ignore them. And then it's going to run a build, it'll run tests if there are any. It's going to make sure that this code is shippable before it's done.
It's actually really smart that it finds lints and realizes that these aren't relevant to the specific bug we're fixing. It's not making unnecessary edits.
Totally. So this is just one example, but it really shows the power of the autonomy and the collaborative communication and how it stays reliable on difficult coding tasks without getting stuck on death loops.
The problem is
And
with
the
closed
best part,
captions, it's so slow.
GPT-5 is totally tunable.
Turn it on.
You can steer it with
Maybe it is
system
live.
prompts or cursor rules.
If the
You
captions are
can
that
change
bad.
its verbosity levels or reasoning levels to match your tasks. And if you get stuck, ask it. GPT-5 is actually really good at modifying its own prompts by meta-prompting. So after using this for the past few weeks, it really feels like we've achieved state-of-the-art, zero-shot performance and reliability across the most complex coding tasks.
Still going.
For me, it's the first time I trust a model to do my most important work. This is beyond vibe coding. It's an incredibly powerful tool.
Dude, it's the 5th time I've heard
and
vibe
I'm
coding.
really excited for
I love how
people to
this
try
has
it.
become. It's a nice narrative, like it's a nice rebrand.
Thanks, Brian. It's super exciting to see how far GPT-5 has come when it comes to coding personality and steerability. I'm really excited to show how great GPT-5 is at front-end coding, where design and aesthetics really matter.
It actually is really good.
So I've got two
the
demos for you
demos
today,
were pretty cool.
one for work and one for fun. Let's start with the work example. So imagine you're the CFO of a startup. I have some data that I'd like to visualize about the company, and I'm going to ask the model to make me a dashboard. So you'll see here that I'm being specific about the audience. So the target audience is the CFO. It said, create a finance dashboard for my startup. And I've asked it to be beautiful, tastefully designed with some interactivity.
OpenAI code ADI demos
for easy
prompts.
focus on what matters.
They just have
I've
one
also
code base
specified what frameworks
for the whole
it should
company.
use, and you can see that it's
Google
actually
did that
started.
for a
it's
while.
following my instructions and using
Maybe they are too.
create next app to make a Next.js project.
So totally from scratch.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, how long do you think this kind of task would take you to take?
Easily at least a couple of days. I'm not a front-end expert. Just to understand the latest frameworks and piece everything together would, easily take me a few days.
We'll see how long it takes with the model.
Yeah.
Probably not that long.
And it's really cool
is
to
what I'm
see
guessing.
that the model has thought for a bit, and it's explaining how it's going to structure the project. So it's talking about how it's going to scaffold a new Next.js
I would
app.
just
It's gonna use
show the
Tailwind
prompts,
CSS.
and then I would
It's
immediately
running,
go, it took 11
a couple of commands
seconds,
to install
or it took a
dependencies,
minute, and then
which
then
is
go
cool.
to the actual output.
And now it's proceeding to implement the rest
think
of the
the guy did
project.
earlier where you
while this
ran the
runs,
same
I'm going to
model
talk a little
twice
bit
is a good
about how
idea.
we trained GPT-5 to be a great front-end coding model. We tried to follow the principle of giving it good aesthetics by default, but also making it steerable. So if I give the model a concise prompt, it should be able to infer my intent and make something that looks great by default.
I'm going to make the craziest
On the other hand,
websites.
if I'm specific
this
about
is
the
launched.
layout or frameworks that I want the model to use, it should follow my instructions precisely. And this makes it the best of both worlds for developers. We also trained GPT-5 to be much more agentic than previous models. So if you give it a task like this, it will run long chains of reasoning and tool calls and just go to work to build code that is both ambitious and coherent.
I like how you said ambitious because it means it goes above and beyond without going off track or off what you specified.
Yeah, exactly. So what we want is the model should adhere to my prompt, but also be
I want
ambitious
adventurous
and,
code.
Go above and beyond when it thinks it
I'm going
can.
to prompt it to be adventurous.
And so checking in here,
What it makes.
looks like the model is
Spicy.
is making progress. It's creating a README file.
They should just have another screen with the output.
Yeah,
This
and
is
it's
Tech Demo
I think it's
101.
thinking about how to make the code modular. See, it's created like a bar chart component. Looks like
It's pretty impressive. I don't want to shit on these guys too much, but
Continuing here.
I love that it doesn't just write the code.
Tailwind is
It
such a
also
blessing.
Really
Like
thinks about
Tailwind is
proper
like
abstractions and documentation.
it calls in
really
these
the
like
whole
specific
life cycle of what it is
standard
to write
components.
software.
Yeah,
Such
exactly.
a godsend for
it's
AI.
not just writing the code like in SweetBench, but it's also communicating about the code and explaining what it's doing. Let's check in to see what's going on. So while this runs, GPT-5 understands details much better than previous models. So when we trained the model, we taught it to understand details like typography, color, and spacing in a way that just eclipses any previous model we've shipped. Like, I remember with old models, you would have to write really specific prompts to get it to do what you want, but GPT-5 just gives you great results by
I want to see what the editing
During
is
testing,
like.
we were looking at the A's and B's for different versions of the model to see if it was doing better at UI. And at some point, we stopped being able to tell and actually had to pull in designers to teach us what was better.
Yeah, it was really fascinating to see the model's aesthetic preferences evolve during training. And we woke up one day and it was just making these great UIs.
How do the model's aesthetic preferences compare to your own?
Yeah, I think in general, I feel like the
Just fill in
model
the time,
has better
waiting for
aesthetics
the
than
agent
me.
to run.
Like usually I defer to its judgment. And I find that really helpful when I'm trying to make an
What
app.
is going to be
I'm
the
not
M
exactly
dash
sure how
of
I want it to
design,
look, but
where we
the model's
know
defaults are
it was
just
AI
great.
made? What's going to be the
And
telltale?
checking in here, so you can see that
In
the
the
model
code,
has
there's gonna be
actually
things.
structured
I'm
the
talking
code into
visually.
these different components. So it's made a sample data TypeScript file, KPI card, component, revenue chart. And like I said, it's super modular. And it's thinking about how to not just write code, but write high quality code that can actually be merged.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, maybe not an uh-oh.
Yeah, I think it's...
Usually red means bad, broken.
You did say ambitious.
11 files. Oh my god.
Yeah, okay, cool.
This is
so
ambitious.
this is awesome. So you can see here that it's actually building the project and streaming errors back to itself. And this is, for me, this was just a profound moment to see that the model could write
Do not connect this to your
also
database.
run builds, stream the errors back, and iterate on the code. So it's able to improve its own code in this sort of self-improvement loop, which is fascinating.
And it's definitely a good taste of what the future holds as well, right?
Yeah.
When you really think about where these models can go and how much they can accelerate developers and kind of all aspects of what we all collectively do.
Just trying to fill time.
Exactly.
Ambitious was the wrong prompt for this demo.
Nice.
It actually just fixed a bug that it found in that previous build. Okay, cool.
Nice. Yeah, looks like it's done. Let's check it out. So I'm gonna follow the instructions that I don't really know front end. So let me see how I should run it. So it's saying cd to the directory and then run npm run dev. So let me do that. And it looks like it's being served on port 3001. So let me just open that port.
Oh, it's connected to the local host. Holy
Wow,
shit.
it's alive.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah, so you can see here, let's check it
Wow.
out. So the model has
That looks really
made me
good.
a dashboard. It's telling me like my ARR, cash. Looks like this company is doing pretty well. You can see that revenue is growing.
Been funny if they
model's
used the
added,
OpenAI
some
data.
known activity here. So if I hover over a graph, it actually tells me the exact value for a particular day.
It would take me like 5 hours to do that in D3.
Yeah, imagine like manually doing this in D3. It's just like...
Now, just because it's so easy to take this for granted, could you remind the audience what the actual prompt was? Like how much creativity and sort of understanding your intent was required to accomplish this?
Yeah, it's crazy that this prompt is so concise and it's able to just give me something that looks beautiful in just 5 minutes.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
probably planned
it's
this
also
section for like 3 minutes.
Implemented another graph here showing our customers. It's also implemented a date picker, so I can sort of filter by different dates and visualize
really
data
good.
accordingly. Yeah, it's even
I think their
sort of
solution to the
segmented
front end
by
was just
by
always use TypeScript, always use
customer segment,
Tailwind.
which is cool.
Type
so
safe
this is just one example that
and use
highlights
the standard
the power
library
of
for
GPT-5.
visuals.
There will no longer be excuse for ugly internal applications.
Exactly. Let's go to the fun demo.
Yeah.
Who's making?
I mean, this
who
one's
should we
pretty fun,
short?
but even more.
Even more, yeah. So I have a younger cousin, and I want to make a game for her. So I want to make a 3D game that incorporates
Please
the
do
capsule.
not just
so you
run
can
the
see my
prompt again. We gotta wait. Like,
I'll just kick this off. Sorry.
It's always the non-AI part.
Yeah, exactly.
dude, just show us the game. Please do not run another
So you can
5-minute
see my
prompt.
prompt.
Here we
Create
go.
a beautiful castle. I've included some details like we want people patrolling the walls, some movement, horses, and I want a mini game.
Did anyone
where I can
practice
pop
this?
balloons by clicking on them, and this should make a sound effect. So let me run this in Cursor.
Okay. Here we go.
I'll just paste it in, and I'm
Hopefully this will
going to
be
show
faster.
an example that I've already generated just to save some time.
Thank you.
So here is the beautiful castle that the model made.
Okay.
So it's just wild how, from a concise prompt, the model
That's pretty cool.
has this great sense of aesthetics where it's made this like floating rock, made a 3D castle. And if you zoom in, you can see like tons of detail, like these guards that are walking
firing.
around, cannons firing. Do you want to fire the cannons if you click this button?
Of course.
That's really cool.
Who wouldn't want to?
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. So
Is it gonna
you
hit the
fire
person?
cannons. You can even chat with the characters. So we'll say hi to Captain Rowan.
They have names.
Names. Say hello to the merchant. Merchant's selling some stuff.
Care to browse.
What's your favorite song? A Ballad of Banners and Dawns. Nice. Give me some wisdom. Curiosity is volatile. Yeah, that makes sense.
Minigame.
Yeah. Do you guys want to try the minigame?
Absolutely.
Let's play the minigame.
So
Dude.
if you hit this button, you want to try, Greg?
All right.
So you can fire at these balloons.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm not good at it. Hold on. Maybe I can ask GPT-5 for some help with it.
They have a little
Oh, you
experience.
hit one.
Yeah.
Nice.
I got one. Oh, there we go. We got a sound
There's a
effect.
sound effect. These are historically accurate balloons.
It is pretty
Yes.
cool.
Did I get a second one yet? Yeah, this game is harder than it looks. Hold on, we got a balloon coming.
I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty dope.
There we go. All right.
Nice.
I think I should quit while I'm ahead.
It's also interesting they're plugging cursor.
Cool. So working with GPT-5 has been really fun and profound for me because for me, this is the first model I've worked with that actually has a sense of creativity. And we're really excited to see how GPT-5 unlocks your creativity.
All right, thank you both. This is absolutely amazing. Now, we believe that GPT-5 is the best coding model in the world, but don't just hear it from us. To talk more about this model and how to make it really useful for developers, I'd like to welcome Michael Truell, who is the co-founder and CEO of Cursor.
Thank you. Oh, there it is.
Great to have you.
We're really plugging cursor. Wow.
So, what was your very first experience with GPT-5?
So when we got access to GPT-5, we just set about using it on our actual work. And so to start with, as a test, we asked it to tell us something non-obvious about our code base. And within a couple of minutes, it buried into the code base. It identified a particular system that we use for remote code execution. And it identified a non-obvious architecture decision we had made. And then it also understood why we made that architecture decision. And it was to harden our security. And those were architecture decisions and trade-offs that took humans weeks to think through. So it was kind of amazing to see its code base understanding abilities from the get-go.
That's really great. Not just the code writing, but actually the code reading and understanding.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, turns out there's so much more to software than just the emitting of the code.
Yes, yes. No, the understanding is an important prerequisite.
It's interesting because right now in Cursor, most people use Claude.
It's incredibly smart. It's a very smart model. And even though it is smart, it does not compromise on its ease of use for real pair programming. That means it's incredibly fast. That also means
pair
that
programming is just going to be everything now.
So it's good about talking about what it's about to do, breaking problems down into sub-problems that a human can then see, and leaving a reasoning trace that you can then intervene on and react to. It's also great not just that you give it one initial query and then it goes and does that, but working with you over a long session. Where you're asking it to backtrack on something that it's gone down, or asking it to make additional changes to the code base.
Should we show it in action?
Let's do it. Yes. So I think we are going to go and we're going to try and solve a bug. And so this is the OpenAI Python SDK. There are a bunch of issues in the OpenAI Python SDK. There are also a lot of closed issues.
Okay, good.
And it seems like there's a problem with uploading PDFs through the SDK.
This has been open for 3 weeks. So
open for 3 weeks.
Not a trivial problem.
Hate to see that.
And so let's see if we can go tackle this issue. So we're going to take the issue, we're going to paste it into the editor.
Oh
paste
my
it into
God.
Cursor, and GPT-5 is going to set off and try and solve the problem.
First person to automate
an
this
example of
is going to be
robustness of the model.
very
in the
well
API.
off.
Where to solve this problem in Cursor,
if you just
it's
did this for
working with
HackerOne
a set
and
of,
open bug
custom
bounties,
models that
you
it
probably
hasn't
would
seen
make
before,
some
a set
money.
of custom tools that it hasn't seen before to do things like pull down text from the web, to search throughout the code base, and it's incredibly robust and adept at using those tools, and they boost eval results.
Yeah, I love seeing just the full explanation of all the things that it's running and doing. And I guess, how does this seem to compare to how you would solve this problem?
Well, it's very fast. You can see it's made a high-level plan, searched throughout the code base.
To be fair, that's like an easy issue.
And continued searching.
PDF
And now
upload
it's
is
kind of
not
thinking through what it
the craziest thing.
And now it's started to actually solve the issue and started to think through some code changes.
Now, any advice for people on how to get the most out of GPT-5 in Cursor?
I would suggest using it for your real work. GPT-5 is a step forward towards a real pair programmer. And so I would start using it as a helper on, as a daily driver model for you.
It's a good way to position it.
Haven't used AI to code much before, I would take some of your more scoped down problems
anything more deep?
and try handing them off to the bot and working with it synchronously.
Yeah, I think the fact that GPT-5 is so great for the real world, like big code bases, like doing your daily driver, not just this like demo of a cool one-off application. As cool as that is, right? The real value comes from really operating in a larger code base and of these long-lived applications.
Definitely. And its code base understanding is very impressive. Also, its ability to be steered is impressive. And so, if you specify a long, complicated task with lots of subtleties in the initial instructions, it's very good at picking up on those subtleties. It's also very good at if it's gone down a wrong path and actually goes and executes the code or hears back from you that it was incorrect, it's very good at backtracking too.
Now, what can't GPT-5 do?
Ooh, well, we're really excited about
question.
computer using capabilities, about those getting better. It would be great if, for instance, the dashboard Adi just showed, if it could run the code, see the output, actually, kind of QA every little bit itself, and then react to it.
Self-QA would be sick.
So looking forward to computer using capabilities. How would you like GPT-5 to be better?
Oh, well, I think that is a great one, right? It's just expanding the dimensions, right? I think it's in all directions, right? That there's so much of like doing DevOps and other work that is
once AI is in DevOps, shit's gonna break.
Software, code writing as we think of it today. But also, you look at these demos, right? We run them for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, a couple hours. But I think extending that life cycle to really be able to go for days and weeks and eventually even months, I think that is ultimately where we expect things to go.
So
non-stop programmer
has buried into the code base and discovered that there's an issue with the MIME or the MIME typing being sent up for PDFs.
Normally the problem with
plumbing
PDFs is
through the
type.
SDK. It has identified that and it started making some code changes. And this, it's created some new methods. It's gone and edited some existing code, and this looks roughly correct.
Looks pretty good.
And would love to merge the PR too.
I would love to do that as well.
Yeah.
Let's do that after the show.
Yes, that sounds great. Awesome.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much. We're so excited to have GPT-5 in Cursor, starting today.
Excited to partner with you guys. And
starting today,
GPT-5 is default for new users in Cursor, and we're releasing it to all Cursor users, free to try for the next few days, so people get a sense of the model. And it is the smartest coding model we've ever tried.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michael.
Thanks.
Audio broke.
Great for the enterprise. We think of it like it's great for the enterprise. We think of it like a subject matter expert that is in your pocket, that is an expert across every domain, legal, finance, whatever application you have in mind.
Damn.
To talk about how GPT-5 can be applied to the enterprise, I'd like to welcome Olivier to the stage. Thank you.
Olivier!
Thank you, Greg. Hi, everyone. I'm Olivier. I lead the platform at OpenAI.
I like this guy.
At this point, I think you got the message. We care a ton about developers and coding. But that's not all. Enabling businesses and governments is critical to OpenAI mission. Put shortly, we want to enable the key industries to transform themselves, such as healthcare, education, energy, or finance. Since we launched ChatGPT and the API, 5 million businesses have been using our technology. I'm still mind blown. 5 million businesses. Wow. And those businesses are not just playing. They're not just experimenting. They're pushing in production new products in the real world. And I believe GPT-5 is going to be a step function with that regard. As Sam mentioned earlier, the possibility to have a subject matter expert in your pocket is going to enable every employee to do more. But let me give you a few examples. First, I want to talk about life sciences. Amgen is a company in the US that designs new drugs, new medicines to fight some of the toughest human diseases.
So interesting.
Amgen was one of the first testers of GPT-5. They never did this before. And they used it in the context of drug design. And what Amgen scientists found is that GPT-5 is particularly good at deep reasoning with complex data. Think analyzing scientific literature or clinical data. Next, I want to talk about finance. BBVA is a multinational bank which is headquartered in Madrid, in Spain. BBVA has been using GPT-5 for financial analysis. And the takeaway was pretty clear. GPT-5 beats every single other model out there in terms of accuracy and speed. What used to take 3 weeks for a financial analyst to do, GPT-5 can do it in a couple of hours.
Wow.
Next, I want to talk about healthcare. Oscar is an insurance company based in New York. And they've been using GPT-5, and what they found is that GPT-5 is the single best model for clinical reasoning. Think mapping complex medical policy to patient conditions. It's not all about businesses, it's also about governments. We are super excited by the announcement that we made yesterday that the 2 million US federal employees will be able to use GPT-5 in ChatGPT. And I cannot wait to see how that enables to deliver better, faster services to the American people. And frankly, that's all very cool, but I think that's the tip of the iceberg. If history is a teacher, and we've seen it with GPT-4, we are going to see many, many use cases emerge over the coming weeks and months that all of us could not even imagine. And so I cannot wait for us to invent that future together. Let's talk quickly about pricing and availability. GPT-5 is going to be available in the API starting today. 3 models, GPT-5, GPT-5 Mini, GPT-5 Nano.
Mini,
GPT-5
Nano.
is going to be priced at $1.25 and $10 per million input token and output token. Mini and Nano are even faster and more affordable. Nano, don't sleep on it, it's 25 times more affordable than GPT-5. It's pretty cool. I cannot wait to see what you'll build. And next, our chief scientist, Jakob, is going to close us out.
I wonder if the consumer product's going to be the same price. This guy's, what are those? Socks with sandals?
At OpenAI, at the core, we are about understanding this miraculous technology called deep learning and what its consequences are.
Miraculous, to be fair.
Our research aims to understand what deep learning is capable of and how to steer it to make it safe and useful for all of us. This is a work of passion.
You got this, bro.
And it's a mission. And I want to recognize and just deeply thank the team at OpenAI.
Oh, bless him.
It is a great
What's up, Ripu? How you doing, bro?
It is a great privilege for me to work alongside this incredible group of brilliant people driven by this shared goal.
The turtle shirt.
What adds up to a model like
That's
GPT-5
great.
are years of investigations aimed not only at producing a great release, but
Turtles
at
all the way
building
down?
understanding
Is that
of this
a-
underlying technology itself.
That reference to the
And
metaverse,
so a
bro?
lot of what you'll see in this model are really just early glimpses of new ideas that we believe will go much further. There is a lot we still have to understand, and we look towards a future where AI can uncover new knowledge about the world and meaningfully transform our lives for the better. We hope you'll enjoy what we've built, and
this is the send-off?
We'll get back to sailing. Thank you.
What did he say? Call out Michael Saylor? What? What did he say? Is that the end?
A great release, but at building understanding of this underlying technology itself. And so a lot of what you'll see in this model are really just early glimpses of new ideas that we believe will go much further. There is a lot we still have to understand, and we look towards a future where AI can uncover new knowledge about the world and meaningfully transform our lives for the better. We hope you'll enjoy what we've built, and we'll get back to sailing.
We'll get back to sailing, scaling. All right, scaling. I thought you said sailing. I think that's it. All right, is it available? This is the big question everybody wants to know. Like, can I go to ChatGPT and actually play with this thing? Other models? No. I'm gonna see if I can do anything with this. I don't think so. I think that's it. Okay, I think that's it. So, yeah, I mean, that's interesting. New GPT, new AI, new era of human capability, and let's see what we can do with it. I'm gonna